Hi everybody, Benjamin Landry here from Otay Ranch, and I'm a happy customer with PowerOn Energy, and I want to tell you guys why. So I've been thinking about investing my money for a while after buying my house, and it really didn't occur to me that there was a lot of really great investments just wrapped up into something that this company offers that helps you own power instead of renting it from SDG&E every month. So I knew I was just going to keep spending and spending and spending every month until I no longer need power, and that's the rest of our lives because we live on power. So for me, I really simply own that now, and it raises the value of my house, and it gives me a great tax write-off. So I was having an issue finding a safe investment in the market, and PowerOn Energy took care of that for me. I'm able to save money on electricity, okay? I'm able to get tax write-offs. So, I mean, these days it seems like whenever you do better, you get a promotion, you just get taxed more. So the tax write-offs were really big for me. And then raising the value of my house. You know, the housing market is really hot right now, and even when it's not, having solar is something that really differentiates your home in the market. More people should do it, but they're not. And I'm sure they will be soon. And as they do, that's going to really raise the demand on houses that are hot on the market, even when the market is not. It's vital. We love to have the AC cranking. We like to keep the temp right where it is, no matter how the weather is in San Diego. It's nice, but it can be all over the place. Some days it's, sunny when you would think it'd be a little brisk out, and right now we're just starting to get into the peak of summer. It seems to be a little later, so I like to control the temp in my home and always be comfortable. And because we're in San Diego, sometimes that means it's going to be warmer. You want to keep the heat on when it's cooler around Christmas time. All right, and then right now I like the AC cranking. I like to stay cool, and I like to be comfortable in my home, and I don't worry about how many utilities I'm going to use and what the bill's going to be, because I actually got a little bit more solar panels than I thought that I would need. And that's just to make sure that the deal goes smooth, to make sure that you don't overuse and end up paying and don't get enough panels. PowerOn Energy makes sure that you have enough panels and rolls it into a great payment plan. Casey showed up to my business, Mr. Casey Stout, and he was very interested in doing something healthy with his body and economizing something. He had heard about a medical grade alkaline water that I'm involved in. I'm a business owner, savvy entrepreneur, right? So he brought to me the solar panels, and I liked him right off the bat. We're both from the same part of the country, so we got along, we hit it off, and he just seemed like an honest guy. And when we sat down, I went over his house and he showed me the numbers, and the numbers made sense. And that's what a lot of people don't realize, they don't see when they're looking at a loan or they're looking at a house or they're looking at an investment. Do you really know your numbers? And he made those numbers easy for me to look at and compare with the staggering increases that SDG&E has coming up over these next few years. It's just going to be crazy. And if you have nowhere else to pay for power, you're going to be, subject to, almost victimized by these increases in power. So now is the time, not tomorrow. Now is the time to get with PowerOn Energy. Completely vital. Have to have it. If I didn't have them, then I myself would be paying hand over fist for the next 25 years to SDG&E. And that's not something that I want to do, because it's not going to be a fixed rate. What we see and what the market has shown is that they're making a 3 to 6% increase every year per kilowatt. And that's pretty staggering over time. That's scary over time. So saving me a lot of money. Customer service. Everything is explained and the install was swift. Things handled with my HOA and my neighbors seemed very seamless. I didn't hear about it too much. And I'm a busy guy. I don't like to be bothered with a lot when I get in the groove of my week. And I'm a busy family man also. So that just made very seamless customer service, very effortless it seemed like. And everybody knew what they were doing. I've dealt with a lot of contractors in my time, and not all of them do the greatest work. These contractors with PowerOn Energy, you could tell when you met them that they were masters at their trade, that they knew what they were doing. The process of the installation seemed very seamless. I mean, for me, looking up at people climbing on ladders and bringing up solar panels, I really didn't hear them on my roof too much. There's a few drills, a few sounds, a few footsteps, but it looks like dangerous work, and these guys just made it look easy and they made it look really safe. From the time that I met Casey and we broke down the numbers and I made a decision and got qualified, it took 8 days. And that was us moving through the numbers, making sure I was comfortable, dealing with Hero and my qualification, dealing with my HOA and the install. So just a little bit over a week and everything was done. The finance process was very easy. There was a credit check, but the qualification wasn't based on my credit score. It was based on an algorithm with the value of my home. And I thought that made a lot of sense, because whether you have good credit or not, you're gonna pay SDG&E for power anyway. So it's a sure bet that you're gonna pay for your loan. So I thought that that was really consumer-friendly financing. I would absolutely recommend PowerOn Energy to all of my neighbors and anybody I know, friends and family. I've dealt with a couple solar companies in the past. Specifically, I had somebody call me from Tesla, and things just look a little bit too expensive, and I think that goes with probably the big name Tesla branding. And then I had another company that called me, and their interest rates were way too high, and I felt like they were kind of pushing me into a loan that I really wasn't ready for. And with PowerOn Energy, you're dealing with honest people that have your best interest at heart and really want to help you get the most for your money and not be owned by SDG&E, but actually have a chance to own power yourself. I would say call Casey Stout immediately before the rates go up, because when things are in demand in any marketplace, rates always go up. And because this is a city-backed program, it doesn't get more legit than that. But also, cities and municipal bodies, they need to make money as well, so rates go up. Get in now and make the call. Start saving money now before those rates jump on you.